Today, on You're Watching a Movie with Silas Lindenstein, I'm joined by two guests, actor Samuel Dunning and writer and director Stimson Snead, as they come on to talk about their new film, Travers and the Time Traveler's Paradox.
You're watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein. In the theaters you find this, so go and press play and rewind this. This feature is timeless. Love it like it or we lose it, can't find it. And we ain't keen on being reminded about the film if it isn't tough. We spend a lot of time at the cinema. It's just me and my friends, we watch plenty stuff. For movies, yeah, I've been above. Whether big or they small, no, for me don't make a difference. Love them. You're watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein. In the theaters you find this, so go and press play and rewind this. This feature is timeless. Love it like it or we lose it, can't find it. And we ain't keen on being reminded about the film if it didn't hit. No, gotta lose it. Watch movies with my friends, bringing joy, that's the blueprint. So come on and let's do this. Leave pain behind us and relax your mind. Come watch a movie with Silas.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to this episode, which I am simultaneously broadcasting from both my big podcast, You're Watching a Movie with Silas Lindenstein, and Black and a Half, both with me, your host, Silas Lindenstein. Here's an interview episode, a 7 questions episode. I'm joined by actor Samuel Dunning and writer-director Stimson Snead. They joined me to talk about their new film, Travers and the Time Traveler's Paradox. This is a fun movie. If you know me from listening to any of my podcasts, you will know one thing I am in love with is time travel. I love time travel movies. I like all the different concepts that people come up with, how they implement it, how they argue about it, how it can work, how it won't work, all of that. I love that. And I like apocalyptic movies. I love that. And here we got a time travel movie facing a potential apocalypse via a paradox, right? So I knew when I saw this movie that it was for me. I needed to see this. And to add to it, it was also going to be playing here at SIFF, the Seattle International Film Festival. So it was coming up to Seattle. There, it's not premiering there, but it's playing there. It's the Northwest premiere, and so that gave a double opportunity to talk to these two guests. Now we still did it via Zoom. One of them was here in Seattle. One was elsewhere. But anyway, they got on the show, and I got to see the film. I enjoyed it. I enjoy there's a the low budget grittiness that you got from these independent films that where it seems more realistic than the average polished Hollywood A-list movie, and somehow that engages me more. It just does. It's perfect in its imperfections. It's a good movie, and I think you'll enjoy it if you are into time travel. If you're not into time travel and you're like, oh, when I just think about time travel stuff, it hurts my brain and I can't, probably not for you. But I think if you're listening to this program, you probably think it's for you. So, but then let's throw in there some of the people in the film. We've got Joel McHale. Yeah, Joel McHale, comedian out of the Seattle area. But not just that. Danny Trejo. He's like a super villain. Like every movie he's in, he's a villain in there. Or he's the guy you expect to be a villain and he's not a villain, right? A good guy. But the biggest name for me in here is Felicia Day. You know Felicia Day from The Guild, right? You know her from being sort of the queen to the nerds, right? The Dr. Horrible sing-along blog. You know Felicia Day. If you're a nerd, you got to know who she is, right? And here's the thing. I mentioned it really briefly in this interview to the two people. Um, I had an embarrassing moment with Felicia Day when, like, I don't know if it was like 6 years ago, but I think Sierra was something like 11 years old. She was 11, maybe 12 at Comic Con. We were there and I was performing. I was performing in this little, like, they had a little square that we were doing like a, like sort of a Pictionary kind of show, right? And so it was like, it's like in the middle of the convention. It's not at one of the booths or one of the rooms in there. It's like in the middle of the merchandise floor. So they decided that that'd be a great place to do interviews and other fun stuff in the middle of everything, right? I'm glad they stopped doing that after that year. But um I go for my time for the game show that I'm gonna do. So I'm there a little early. I walk in, being interviewed before me is Felicia Day, and she's on stage, right? And I'm standing inside the green room and I'm waiting for that show to end so I can go out. And I just wasn't prepared that Felicia Day would walk in. And she comes in and she's right there in front of me and she goes, "Hi." And I'm like, "Hi, hi." Like awkwardly. And my daughter is looking at me like, what's wrong? Like she's looking at me like, and I'm just like, I'm just waving her off because she knows I'm not acting different. Usually I am, I'm super friendly to people. I'm saying, "How you doing?" Oh, start talking to them. But I cannot say anything to her because I want to tell her, um, I want to say, "I love you." No, I wanted to be like, "You are my favorite person. I've always wanted to meet you. I want you on my podcast. Would you come? Will you be my friend?" I don't know. Like, I want to talk. I have a million things I want to say to her, but mostly like, thank you for making nerds feel accepted. Thank you for showing that you can just create something and be amazing. Like you can just decide that you're going to make something and it can become a hit and it will find a fan base. So the fans who it's written for are going to find that. I wanted to say that, but I said hi. That was what I got out. Um, and it's awkward for me because I do stand-up comedy. I do this podcasting. I have interviewed celebrities. I've hung out in green rooms with one of my idols, Tom Papa. I got to sit in there with him as he was creating jokes, right? With his writing partner. I I've driven Carolyn Ray to her hotel to drop her. I was like her chauffeur for the weekend. I'm around celebrities, but I was not mentally prepared for this. I was not mentally prepared to hear her say hi to me, to acknowledge me, to see me in front of her. I thought I was John Cena at the time. She couldn't see me, but she did. And I said nothing. I said hi. And that was embarrassing. So that's my Felicia Day story. And I explained to my daughter later, like, yeah, she's famous, particularly in the nerd community. And she's 11, so you don't expect her to know anybody. And she's like, "So why don't you just say hi?" And she just didn't get it. She didn't get it how hard that is when you meet somebody that's important to you, important to your soul. And so I saw that they were when I saw she was in this movie, I'm like, "Well, I'm definitely watching this now." And then it said interviews are available. And honestly, I was like, I don't know that I can face Felicia Day. I don't know. I'd be too nervous. So I didn't even ask who is available for interviews. I didn't know if she would be. But it's as is normal. It's the director and writer were available along with the lead actor. And sometimes when you're a new movie trying to get seen, you can get next level celebrities, right, in smaller roles and to help elevate your movie and to get it seen. They may not be the lead role, but that the part's juicy enough that they're like, "Oh, I'll do this," and like, and it helps your movie. And it's a win-win. And as you listen to Stimson in this, he got to hire the people he loves to see on screen and direct them. And that's great. And that's motivating me because, like, hey, I have a script. I might be shooting it soon. Maybe I could get a star in there, but this time I'll be prepared and I won't be a goofball and just go, hi, hi. That's it. That's it. I did once, I did profess to an actor outside of Seattle, Intimon Theater. I saw an actor from a play and I told him, I saw him come out. This was like 1999, 2000, maybe 2001. And he came out. I saw him outside the theater and I was like, I just need to tell you, you were so good. That was such a wonderful performance. And I just want to thank you. I just espoused so much feelings and he thanked me and then he left. And I felt like I just talked like a child. Why did I get so emotional? You were so good. You're so really good. So I went the other way before too. So I embarrassed myself a couple times. That was Felicia Day. It was the first time since that incident. So I made it like 18 years, 15 years before I'd embarrass myself again. But at least that first time I wasn't used to interviewing people. I don't know why. I just wanted to tell this guy he was so wonderful. Local actor, probably. At the Intimon Theater. That's gone now, so you know how long ago that was. Anyway, that's it. We don't do any spoilers in the film, really. But let me give you a quick description of the movie. It is called The Time Traveler's Paradox. Here's a description of it. Tim Travers and the Time Traveler's Paradox. It is called The Time Traveler's Paradox, in which a scientist creates a time machine and kills their younger self. So now a man who cannot exist, somehow does. This is the paradox, and paradoxes are impossible. And the man who created it is Tim Travers, a reclusive mad scientist whose stated mission in life is to stand alone with God at the end of time and tell the bastard off. In the course of this adventure, Tim Travers will take on the mercenary gang whose stolen plutonium powers his machine, challenge an Alex Jones-esque podcaster to a battle of wits, create a black hole, meet the one woman alive crazier than him, clone himself, destroy the universe, make a new one, and maybe, just maybe, learn to love himself at last. Tim Travers and the Time Traveler's Paradox was written and directed by Stimson Snead. The film was executive produced by Ben Yenny, Felicia Day, and Rich Cohen, and produced by Kylie Walchuk and Casey Owen. The film has a running time of 107 minutes and is available for sale in all territories. I believe they're looking for a distributor, I believe, right now. So for sale means they are looking to sell this. It's on the, I got them because they were coming to Seattle for the, the film was selected for the Seattle International Film Festival. I've got press to that. I'm press credentialed for that. I want you to check it out. Listen to this interview. They're a couple of cool dudes. We talk about how the movie got greenlit and getting it out to festival, how it came about, and then of course they both answer the world famous 7 questions. So so this is a filled episode. Okay, so right now I want you to open your hearts and open your ear holes and listen to the 7 questions episode with my guests, Samuel Dunning and writer-director Stimson Snead from Tim Travers and the Time Traveler's Paradox. Are either of you in Seattle right now?
I am right now.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
You could have come over.
And I'm going to be getting in tomorrow afternoon.
Okay. Do you have a When's the premiere? Is it Friday?
Our
Well,
Washington premiere is Friday night. Yes.
if Washington is the premiere, that's what I say.
I agree.
I'm Seattle. I'm out of Seattle here, and so I was very excited when I saw your film come up on the Northwest routes. Always excited to see why, and um funny man Mikhail, is Mikhail the only one from the Northwest in
Well, there's also me. I'm
Oh,
from
are
the
you from the Northwest? Okay.
I am. I was born in Alki, raised over in Sammamish.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
You know the big water tower in Alki that used to be in my backyard when I was a little kid.
Oh, nice. Would you say anything from the film was inspiring for the Northwest? Was it?
I would say the sense of humor is extremely Seattle, extremely Pacific Northwest. I wouldn't say it's inspiring for the Northwest because the world we depict, it is not a flattering statement of wherever the movie takes place. It's never named in the movie, but it's not flattering.
Right. I love, if you had me at time travel. I mean, that's really where I'm whenever I see anything about time travel or apocalypse, I'm there. I want to see what kind of world you're going to play in, whoever's going to do it. I'm a big time travel nut.
Well, we've got a lot of both in this, so you will be pleasantly surprised.
Well, I'm nearly to the end. I forgot I had a soccer game last night when I was planning to watch it, so I was watching it right after the game.
You paused our movie
for the interview.
Isn't that hurtful?
Only to talk to you. That's the only reason.
Pretty good excuse.
Yeah. So I guess Sam, your character, Tim, how do you? Here's a question. I mean, do you see him as a villain?
No, I don't at all. I think that he's, a little morally bankrupt in certain areas, but I don't think he's a villain whatsoever.
Okay. So what was your, because I try not to give stuff away on here, but like, how do you, when you approach a role, do you look for the redeeming qualities? Do you look for redeeming qualities? Do you justify everything as an actor? Like, when you're getting into the role, did you even consider the morality of that Sam might have?
I think it's kind of a case by case basis. I mean, I'm not like method or anything like that, really, and especially with a film like this, where we had such a time crunch and I had to play so many things at all at the same time, and it was sort of like many days I was sort of like, if I get the lines out and Stimson's happy and we move on, and good enough, which is probably what most, not the answer most big professional actors would say, but it's just honest. It's honest. Like, it's like, I mean, I think I'm lucky that I think I kind of internalize a lot of that stuff just to begin with. Like, I don't like really go out of my way to make a lot of notes on my scripts, like, oh, where is this coming from? Or like things like that. It's sort of, I just sort of kind of case by case. I mean, it also helps that it's just a well-written script. You just kind of know exactly where his head is at, where he's going. And, but if there's ever a moment of confusion, it's Stimson and I just talk and he explains it to me and I go, oh, got it. Yes. And then with just knowing the script backwards and forwards, it's not very hard to find the motivation in a given scene with Tim. It's not the glamorous, like, yes, I worked in a science lab for 2 years to get into the headspace. It's none of that shit. It's just, how do I convince you that my lies are truthful?
Okay. I like that.
I've got a particular bit of feedback pretty consistently now, always about Sam. And it's people talking about how much they love his performance. And they're always asking, how did Sam find a way to make this awful human being redeemable? And I'm always thinking, when people ask this question, I based most of Tim Travers' impulses on myself. So when they say awful, I'm always kind of thinking, is he though? Like, he's definitely does a few bad things, but it's hard not to take that a little personally after a point.
Some minor killings. Oh,
Self-harm.
Self. Oh, okay. So do you say in the tagline this is inspired by nights of inspired by lots of drinking? Is that
one specific night of extremely heavy drinking?
Is that where you came up with the concept of the time travel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What happened was this wasn't me trying to do this was not a love letter to any pre-existing time travel movies, although I do love those movies. I had just watched a not very good time travel movie that I won't name at a film festival, and I was really annoyed by it, not just because the science was bad, but because it was a story about characters who don't behave like scientists, who, when faced with something interesting, all they can think about is, what does this say about me, instead of following the science. So I got really angry, really drunk, and in the course of a single evening, basically outlined on a napkin what a short film would look like that did the things I wanted to see in a time travel movie. And the thing I wanted to see was a character who really does dig deep into the weird. And really, the Tim Travers character was constructed to be someone who would behave in that way that I need. And the next morning I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is actually a pretty good idea. Turned it into a little 20-page script, met Sam a couple of months later, made the short, and then figured that wasn't nearly difficult enough and decided, hey, let's make a feature.
Did the short air anywhere, or?
It did not. The short has unfortunately been a casualty of the feature.
Okay.
We were all really proud of it, and it was a great little short film. But the moment we started creating the feature, we kind of stopped pushing the short, and it will be owned by the feature when the feature is sold.
Okay.
So, but it'll be but the short lives on in spirit, because every single scene of the short, barring a few minor tweaks to dialogue, is in the feature.
Okay.
I know it's very deja vu for poor Sam refilming the exact same scenes, but 2 years later.
I mean, but that kind of fits this whole thing. So
yeah. No, it was a weird and kind of surreal thing to have to be redelivering these same insane monologues over again. But it's just kind of fun to now have the two of them to just look and compare between, just go like, oh, I actually liked my delivery a little bit better in the short, or, oh, wait, thank God we had a second one. This is so much better in the feature.
Yeah. Did you understand completely as you were doing it, how the science worked as you were spewing your monologues, or was that rote memorization?
A bit of both. I mean, in generality, I knew what I was saying, even if I may not have delved into the finer points of it all. But to learn a lot of those monologues, you at least have to understand the basics, like why X hypothesis would lead to Y. So it's just, you do have to understand at least the logic behind it, if not being able to, walk in front of a group of people and give the same dissertation why it works.
Right. I like the playing with the paradox of what that's going to give away near the end. I'm not going to say that. But I'm fast. I watched Star Trek was my intro to time and what a paradox is and what that means. And I was fascinated by this character who was trying to create a paradox. I believe he was trying to. I wasn't.
That is his explicitly stated goal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I was like, well, but because in my imagination, what a paradox would happen is that he would have just instantly disappeared and everything would have exploded. So I was like, well, that's a bold attempt to see if I'm right. Am I right? I'm going to destroy everything right away. High stakes. I'm also, I thought it was very funny as well. I'm a stand-up comedian as my other part, so I really enjoyed the comedy here. I liked your play with Felicia Day in here, her character. Um, I'm gonna tell a story. I'm gonna tell a story in the beginning of this podcast. I've told it before on the podcast, but like 6 years ago when I accidentally met Felicia Day. And I the summit real quick. I meet celebrity. I do stand up, so I meet celebrities. I'm usually prepared for it, but she was one of the people I was like idolized, and I was not prepared to bump into her at an event, and I couldn't say anything, and I embarrassed myself in front of my daughter just because my daughter's like, "Why are you acting weird?" I'm like, "She's right there. I don't." And so I was kind of like, I hope she's not one of the interviewees because that's embarrassing. Not that she would
I gotta
remember.
say, when we were filming this, it was like, because I don't know if I ever get to make another film. So every actor in it is someone who I have personally wanted to work with at some point. Sam over here never lost his cool for a second, and I don't know how he wasn't, because I was fanboying out for a lot of our. Like, honestly, the stress of directing was the only thing that was keeping me focused
Really? Okay.
certain days. Particularly the day our first day with Joel, for that first half hour, I think I was just sort of sitting there like, I'm sorry, you want me to give you no what? Okay.
Is it? Do you find? Was that? I mean, what's it like directing somebody that you admired? Is that? Is it? Did you find it more intimidating than you expected, or?
It is very intimidating, but the good news is these are all celebrity stuff aside, these are consummate professionals. So really, it's just you. Once you get over your own weird little shock factor, it's very normal. And because these are pros, they take notes really well. Joel, Felicia, Keith, Danny, it was a remarkably undramatic process. Is the process. It was like directing any other actor. The only biggest hurdle is just my own sense of whoa for like the first half hour.
Was it harder to get them than you expected, or was it easier to get them to do the role than you expected? Were you?
This is the joy of a great casting director who's well respected in the industry. And our casting director was Ronnie Yeskel, who did things like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and countless other projects. No, getting the celebrities was actually a really straightforward process. The casting director reaches out to the agent. If the agent approves the script and the amount and what you're offering, they show it to the actor. If the actor likes it, you negotiate for a couple days. Typically, you can have it locked in within a week of making the initial offer. The only stressful thing about casting on this was we got started so late. We were already filming the movie as we were offering roles to actors. Like, Felicia got cast maybe 2 days before production. Joel, we cast way early, a whole week and a half before production. Danny didn't get confirmed until halfway through the entire shoot. And Keith David, we offered him the role all of maybe 72 hours before he filmed on set. Like, that was a 1-day negotiation, flew him out the next day. I myself didn't know that he had said yes to the role until I was driving home from the shoot and he called me. And Keith David has a very distinctive voice, so I kind of figured it was good news when he called me directly. But that was actually the first I knew that we had successfully gotten him.
And so, Samuel, but were you two friends before all of this, or?
We're not friends now. What are you talking about?
I hate his guts. That's why we're not. That's why we're on Zoom.
Yeah.
It's oil and water. We got to keep it separated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, Stimson actually he sort of alluded to the way we met earlier, which is that I made a short horror comedy called Rick and Ruby, which I took to festivals in 2019. And the last festival that I attended before COVID shut everything down was this tiny little festival just outside of Washington, D.C. And it just so happened that Stimson was part of the same shorts block as me. Excuse me. And so after the film screened in our shorts block, we both went up to do our, our usual Q&A about what we made. And me being an actor, first and foremost, I of course put myself in my own movie. So Stimson saw my chops there and definitely saw my ability for manic energy. We had this great, I still have it, this great photograph of when I'm, holding the mic, talking in the Q&A, and Stimson's giving me this like side-eyed look of like, interesting.
Oh yeah, I am shamelessly checking him out, because when I had wrote that script, I had originally written it for myself, and then I quickly realized that I cannot play this character and never could, and so I shelved it. So you can literally see in this photo, Sam's talking about me just looking at him and just thinking, is he the one?
And it's funny because I think, we probably had a few words together afterwards, but didn't immediately like click or anything, just because, it's a film festival. You're running around, you're talking to everybody.
I think there was like a group dinner that I'm vaguely remembering that they took the filmmakers to. I think you and I may have spoken there briefly, but certainly not about Tim.
Right. Yeah. And then over that summer, that's when Stimson got my information and from the festival director, and he reached out to me and was just like, hey, I've got this short film I think you'd be right for. And I read, and that was the Tim Travers short, and I read it and I was like, yeah, as an actor, I get to do a one-man show in a short. That's a wet dream, of course. And then we made that and took it to festivals and just, continue to cultivate that relationship. And I'm so glad that we did, because here we are.
Likewise. It's funny. Sam always talks about how getting to do a one-man show is kind of a wet dream. I was absolutely convinced when I sent him the script, he would look at this thing and be like, fuck no, I'm not doing that. This looks exhausting.
Well, I'm not going to say it wasn't exhausting, but it's, that's the kind of shit you want as an actor. You want something that's going to completely challenge you and knock you on your ass.
there's a scene where you definitely knock yourself on the ass. But
I would say there's several scenes in which we do several variations of that.
Yes.
You could read a few different meanings into that one.
Yes. Okay. So, gentlemen, when I have people on this show for the first time, there are 7 questions that I ask them. They're the world famous 7 questions, and so I'd like to we'll ping pong these back and forth, I guess, between the two of you, if we could.
Actors first.
Yes. My number one question. What are you most nerdy about?
Oh, you're making me go first, right? Lately, I've rediscovered my love for Warhammer. I grew up playing Warhammer 40K with my friends as a kid, and then, as most everybody in that hobby tends to do, they get older, they discover girls and drinking, or whatever. Or I shouldn't even say girls, just sexual partners and drinking.
Yeah.
and your life goes on, and then after things settle down a bit, you're like, you remember when things were so simple and I could just like paint little guys and put them on my board? That sounds. So I've kind of gone back into that lightly, and at very least have just gotten back into like following like a million Instagram accounts, just so my whole feed is how to paint a space marine and all this kind of shit, because I'm just like, this is so pleasant to see.
A buddy of mine, Jack, has a Warhammer video cast. I guess he's become a celebrity. He's travels to Warhammer conventions and people recognize him from the videos, and it cracks me up. I think it's
that's pretty rad.
Yeah, he spent all this time trying to be a comedian, and then Warhammer is the one that actually works with him.
These things work.
Yeah. Stimson, how about you?
For me, that's easy. I've never grown out of my deep love of Red Dwarf. And
Okay.
if anybody's seen Red Dwarf, they will absolutely recognize the humor style of our movie, as it is takes directly from that. I just love science fiction that's smart and also really funny. Anytime there's a sci-fi comedy, it's a genre I'm going to bend over backwards for. And it's not an accident that that's where my own sensibilities tend to go. So I would say, yeah, just science fiction, classic sci-fi reading, but mostly Red Dwarf. I'm a smeghead. What can I say?
Okay. All right. Samuel, number 2. What's something that you love to eat?
I love to eat. I mean, that list is very long. I'm trying to think of a somewhat unique answer.
It doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be unique. Like, but what's that last meal? That thing that you're gonna take that you just love. You gotta.
It would probably be some sort of pasta dish, just because I deny myself pasta so much. But it's still like my crack cocaine of foods. Like you could give me a giant bucket of spaghetti, and hungry or not, I would, if lay it off the leash, eat the entire thing. So, but specifically, I'd say something like cacio e pepe, which is, it's a very, very simple spaghetti dish that they take the heated pasta and they put it in literally like the wheel of Parmesan. And so it kind of melts the Parmesan onto the noodles.
Okay.
Then they put it on the plate, and then they just put cracked black pepper on it, and that's it.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I'm a very simple man. Just a good tomahawk steak with a bottle of red wine from the Coteron region and a nice little dash of caviar and good bread on the side.
I mean, I do that too.
Although if I had to choose, I feel like the last meal question changes the context. Like if it's my last meal, I'm not choosing something delicious. I want vengeance. I want the heart of who's about to kill me. That's what I want for my last meal. I want the flesh of my killer.
In tomahawk.
The tomahawk steak. Yeah, I was gonna say you could take the bone, sharpen it to a shank, and then maybe get your way out.
Yeah, no, that's a smart. You know what? Tomahawk steak, fight to stay alive. But I still want the bottle of Coteron wine, and don't scamp. I don't want that Costco stuff. If it's less than $40 a bottle, just don't talk to me.
Is the steak your real answer?
Oh yeah, I love steak.
What is it about the tomahawk?
All of that was my real answer. Okay. None of that was a joke.
It's so elaborate. It was so elaborate. What is it about the tomahawk steak?
It's the most meat per steak you can get, and it's amazing. Also, it's called a tomahawk. I mean, it just sounds cool.
All right. Number 3. What's something that you love to drink?
I mean, my go-to, just had one of each last night. My go-to anywhere is either a Negroni or a dirty martini, gin, without fail.
Well, I think I already spilled the beans on my favorite drink with that whole Coteron thing, but I will say my work drink is sugar-free Red Bulls. I actually, when I'm on set, have the PAs keep a set of them off to the side just for me. In a single day of filming on Tim Travels, I would go through 4 or 5 of those in a day. It is amazing. My heart did not explode.
All right. Number 4. What kind of music do you love?
Another wide-ranging answer. Because like I'm the kind of person that is very excited to put on some like Roxy music at any given time, as much as I would be happy to put on death metal like Bolt Thrower or something. So it's really just what mood am I in or trying to get to on a given day.
Alt rock. I'm a Seattle kid. Alt rock with a punky vibe. I don't mind if things get a little bit poppy in there. In fact, I think poppy stuff can be really good. Mm-hmm. But just that sort of weird alternate edge sort of thing, those are always my happy place.
Were you here in the grunge era?
No, I am not that old. I was
Okay.
alive in the grunge era, but at the time I was listening to, music on my mobile above the crib. My parents were not blasting Kurt Cobain at me in the crib,
No?
although that would have been awesome.
That would have been very Seattle. That would have been
Yeah.
very. All right. Number 5, what do you love to create?
Um, I mean, honestly, for me, it's kind of a love-hate thing, but like I do love making movies. I mean, as much as I love acting, which, is a form of creation and whatnot, but for me, it's um if I can't be acting, it's probably making films, just because the amount of work that you have to put in to get all the pieces to fit when they do and it's done, there's probably, I don't know if there's any other art form that has that level of like catharsis at the end, where you're just like, because it's not like painting a painting. It's not you just relying on yourself. It's you relying on yourself and 75 other people, and then dozens and dozens more beyond that, just people who just read your script to give you a note. Just like all this stuff has to coalesce to make this one thing. And when it works, much like our film does, it's just sort of like, well, goddamn, like, is there any better creative feeling in the world? And don't get me wrong, the whole lead up to that finale is often a mixture of on awful roller coasters of ups and downs, but because of that, it makes the payoff the sweetest thing.
Yeah, I just got to echo Sam on this. I love making movies, occasionally even a good one. I think, like, I honestly don't even, half the time I want my movies to be good, because of course everyone wants their stuff to be good. Although my batting average is spotty at best. But I think the reason I love it is truly the process. I don't know of any job in the modern world that really feels like you're on an adventure to create a project, where your 9 to 5 is this ups and downs, emotionally brutal, self-inflicted, but also this incredible sense of camaraderie and a team coming together. I do think filmmaking is something very attractive to people who do have some degree of emotional masochism. We want that feeling of being on a journey with other people to create something and just working towards that common goal. I mean, I love it when my movies are good, but the actual process is the part I love most. Also, getting to tell everybody else what to do. I would never do any job but directing.
There's something about process. I don't know if it's creatives in general that it's always the process, because I was telling my wife this morning, I coach my kids' soccer teams now, and I was saying, like, spring soccer, we just have games. We don't have practice. And I was like, it's all performance. I like the process. I like teaching them and trying to figure out how to make something happen in practice and then executing. And it's kind of like, it's a little boring with it's like I'm the film attendant every Sunday right now. So that's the process I love. And I feel similarly about acting, filmmaking. Everything after opening night is anticlimactic for me.
I will say there is one really nice thing about after opening night: film festival time and people saying nice things to you. Don't get me wrong, not as good as actually making the film.
Yeah.
Very close second.
Validation for the hard work.
It's a lot better than my old validation. These days, people say they like my film. In the old days, people would watch a film and then just slap me. So.
Much better. All right. Number 6, what's a game you love to play?
Oh.
Any kind of game.
I mean, I used to play a lot of video games growing up. So I'm not going to say any of those since I'm not playing them currently, but I've on my shoddy MacBook Air been able to play a lot of Civilization 5, which is a great thing that I can do while having reruns of Seinfeld on the TV and just generally check my brain out after a long day. That or Rome Total War, any of those real-time strategies that can play on a non-gaming PC.
The hours of lost time I have from Civilization 5 is mind-boggling.
I played it the whole flight here, and it was a very short flight.
Oh wow!
Felt like a very short flight.
That's a smart idea. I like that. Okay.
Why do work when you could do that instead?
Right.
It's a tricky question because I love video games and I play a lot of them, but I tend not to stay with any one game very long. Like I play games for the same reason I watch a movie. I'm there for the story, and when the story is done, my time with the game is done. So I'll just go with the franchise that I go back to over and over and over again. If it's a Zelda game or a Fallout game, and I know that's a weird two to mix, but I will be buying that sucker in a heartbeat.
Okay.
And I will lose the next several weeks of my life whenever a new one of those games come out. I will push the couches together and make a great big stinky unwashed cocoon of blankets pointed at the TV and just be dead to the world.
All right. That's fair. All right. Last question for you. In 100 years, when someone reads your biography, what do you want to be remembered for?
Yeah, that's an easy one. Geez. Stimson, if you have something faster than I do, by all means, jump in.
I hope they read my biography and say that Stimson died at the age of 110 after getting shot to death by the jealous husband of the 26-year-old international supermodel he was just caught in bed with.
Oh, that helps me with mine. I hope that when they read mine, they say, "What? Wow, that was really long."
I like yours better. I like that better. Actually, you know what I got a better one. Here's what I want to be remembered for. I want my biography to say Stimson Snead is not dead.
There you have it.
Yeah. Incredibly still going. That's what I want my biography 100 years from now to say. Not dead.
Not dead. Okay.
Shows up with the full moon every 12 years.
You know what? I can live with that. Emphasis on the living part.
Go back in time enough and that might happen for you.
There you go.
Well, gentlemen, that's our time here. Thank you so much for popping on and joining me here. I don't know if I was planning to see, I was actually going to go see this in the movie theater. I didn't know I would get a screener for it. And so I still might. So I'm going to, yeah, I gotta look at the schedule because I'm very, it's my first time as accredited press at SIF. So I never applied before, and this year I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I was excited. The film was the first one I wanted to see. So I got pretty excited when I got reached out about an interview. So thank you so much for joining me here. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Well, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you very much for having us.
Okay, now listening back to that episode, I stand by what I said originally. What a great episode. What a couple fun people to learn from and have on the show. And I don't know. I think I liked it. I'm interested. Have you seen the movie yet? Tell me what you think in the comments. And of course, this is a reminder to like, subscribe, and share with everyone out there. Share the podcast, share the video cast, whatever. Are you listening to the Black and a Half episode or that you're watching a movie episode? Either one. I'm doing them at the same time today. So there we go. Hey, thank you for listening. And thank you for watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein and Black and a Half.
You're watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein. In the theaters you find this. So go and press play and rewind this. This feature is timeless. Love it, like it, or we lose it, can't find it. And we ain't keen on being reminded about the film if it isn't tough. We spend a lot of time at the cinema. It's just me and my friends, we watch plenty stuff. For movies Watch movies with my friends, bringing joy, that's the blueprint. So come on and let's do this. Leave pain behind us and relax your mind. Come watch a movie with Silas. Yeah.